What's going on, everybody? It is me, your boy Gilbert.
A dead guy.
That's right. No Harrison, no Peaky. We got a dead guy. Well, we got DG because we can't say that anymore, apparently, because YouTube is, being YouTube. But we got our buddy DG over here. He is here to help us talk about Andor season 2 premiere. Which, oh my god, I've been waiting. I don't know about you, but I have been waiting for this for so long. It has been such a Star Wars desert for the last fucking year and a half.
Good though. We needed it. We needed to starve and get hungry. That's what we needed.
No, you're absolutely right. Because that makes that all the better. But my God, they did it. They went dark. They went super. They did the wildest thing that Star Wars has ever done, and they put it into something that I don't think ever belonged in Star Wars. I refer, of course, to the TIE fighter that has a fucking faster than light travel. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. There's the obvious thing that we all know. Anybody who watched the episode knows exactly what I'm talking about. I have it in my fucking thing right here. But at any rate, yeah, we will definitely get to that. But but I do want to talk about how stupid it was that TIE fighter was there. But we'll get to that too. What's going on, Dead Guy? It's been a minute since you've been here. We haven't seen you since technically we saw Spider-Man, but still, we haven't seen you since our Captain America review.
Fair enough. Yeah, that wasn't me. I couldn't make it, but I had a buddy stand in for me. Yeah, no, I've been good, man. Took a little bit of a break. Had some really bad weather here in the Midwest, tore us up for a while. And some cities are still pretty bad. And then, kind of got over that, got back to editing, and got a bunch of cool stuff coming out. So
you've just been going at it with all these audio comics, man. All these Marvel and Alien audio comics. I'm looking forward to what's coming out of your channel here pretty soon.
Thank you. I'm blessed, man. Everything kind
especially on Monday. But we'll get to that later on at the end of the episode when we talk about you and your channel.
Yes, it's not about me, sir. It's not about me.
It's not even about me. It's about a little guy named Andor. And dude, nah, man, these 3 episodes. First of all, I do want to talk about that. Actually, how do you feel about these 3 episode chunks? Because that's how they're releasing it.
Well, as you know from backstage, my slow, smooth brain didn't know they were coming out in threes. So that news is wonderful because that's a bit bingey. That's a movie length of content. Yeah, I mean the credits are way too long. You know what I'm saying? The beginning's 5 minutes and the end is fucking 5 minutes. So you're really only getting 40 minutes, 45 minutes. But 3 of those together, that's a movie. So yeah. And
that is
what I said where true. I felt like it was all one episode. Duh. Now it's starting to make sense if they're kind of approaching it in 3 chunks. We're going to get 3 different flavors probably, or different flavors.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah. But if you watch them all in one chunk, it's like a 2.5 or it's 2 hour, 2:15 movie.
Half, yeah. Something like that.
Give or take. Yeah. And it's, so yeah, no, fair enough. It's actually you get 4 Star Wars movies over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. And it's all about cool shit. We get to see the rebellion come together.
Dude, oh yeah. Which I mean, kind of. Well, I'm sure we're gonna see the next 3 episodes are gonna be that. But here, let's go ahead and get right into. Oh wait, not here, not here. We'll do it this way, where we have a bigger
1 year later.
That's another cool thing for them to do is that they started off with it's as if you're not even skipping a beat. You're you can finish season 1 of Andor and then go into this and it's 1 year later, boom, and it's just nah, we're continuing the story, which I do like that. And they also let you know right off the bat it's BBY4, so it's 4 years before A New Hope. I think I'm willing to bet that the next 3 episodes we get are going to be BBY3, then BBY2, then BBY1. Whatever. It's going to be just leading up to him,
Rogue
One, and that, yeah, not A New Hope because he's dead by that point. But, so how did you? I want to talk about how fucking awesome this was. It's pretty basic. It's it's pretty benign. It's a tech going into this TIE fighter and checking it out. But dude, the fucking set on this, right away you can tell they put all of their money into this show.
It's clean. It's
clean.
Sterile. Sterile.
It's beautiful.
Because it's a bunker, but it's also a lab. You know, like this is an
And,
experimental tech they're working with and a new fighter. So
dude, look at the inside of that. That is like the biggest TIE fighter I've ever seen in my life. Like you could sleep in that thing.
that's the Rolls Royce of TIE fighters.
Straight up. And like I guess that's so this is the TIE fighter I was talking about. Like we find out I think it's in episode 2, we find out that it actually has what's it called? Lightspeed capabilities, which TIE fighters are notoriously they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is why, is because Andor stole their only prototype. But yeah, like I thought that was kind of like I looked at this thing, and the second like we see him powered up later, like so I guess that's just gonna spoil it that he is on this test facility for the Imperials, and Andor is there as like he's undercover to steal the the prototype, and presumably to go give it to the rebellion so they can create their own weapons and their own ships out of it. I'm gonna willing to bet that's probably not gonna happen because we never see any of the tech we see on this X-wing or and on this TIE fighter.
Right.
Like, we see these like fucking mini guns pop out of this fucking thing.
Dude.
Like, yeah, we see like a crazy ass like Death Star cannon or something on it. Like, I don't know. Like, again, I'm willing to bet we don't see this. I'm gonna guess that this thing is probably gonna get destroyed. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think, where we last left off with the ship, and I'm like, I don't know. Probably, because again, you don't see this tech anywhere else in Star Wars ever again.
Exactly.
Really.
Like, like this weird kind of like the stick shift thing that he's got going on here. Like I'm trying to find a good picture of it where he puts his like arm into it. Yeah, you'd never see the TIE fighters like using any kind of tech like this or these weapons or anything like that. You never see like the X-wings using this kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'm willing to bet we're probably not going to see this. Like again, it's not long for this world,
especially with him driving it.
It's like, oh, real quick, I just want to shout out our people in the comments. We got Don Chilcutt saying, "Thank you, Fulcrum. I'm shopping with the wives, plural. I need a distraction. And I must say, I have never seen an episode of Andor, but I am good with the spoiler. Well, you should.
You're missing out.
I appreciate you're happy with the spoilers, but just the same though, you should go check it out. It's really good. It's like peak Star Wars of the last like 10 years. Like, if you liked Rogue, well, maybe I don't know, maybe you haven't seen Rogue One, but if you liked Rogue One, it's the shit. We also got Blizzanity in here. What's up,
Blizzy?
We got Universal. We got Aaron Combs. And of course, we got Patrick in here.
What's up, Aaron?
And again, we will get to it, Patrick. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I think it was going to be Vader's new. Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
I mean, I was thinking that, but still, we got to see the inside of Vader's.
Yeah, no, and it was small. It was like Vader's TIE fighter was a different one.
But I would imagine since he was a pilot, his was probably very customized.
Very, yeah, that's likely.
And he did drive an interceptor, so I don't know, man. Did Vader's have lightspeed capability? I'm not that much of a nerd.
I don't think it did. Yeah, no, I don't believe it did because it shows that. Well, actually, it doesn't show that. Yeah, after the Death Star blows up, he gets thrown out in his TIE fighter. But presumably he has a radio or something like that. He can call Imperial forces to come pick him up. So
yeah, he obviously didn't die.
So yeah, Don, if you like Rogue One, it's definitely worth it. This whole scene alone, like him having like the Independence Day time where he like fucks up and slams back into the wall. Yeah, but he has this really badass scene where he's just like trying to fly it. He's not really familiar with the controls, and he just completely wrecks this entire like crew of stormtroopers in here.
And they basically come in like, what the fuck?
Like, I want this. Like, yeah, it looks like it's a pain in the ass to work, but at the same time, I kind of like that's really awesome. The fact that this kind of production value on the show and like seeing this new like Star Wars tech in here, I think it's kind of cool. That's something we haven't seen in Star Wars before. Is this kind of tie, and also we get a new kind of stormtrooper. We get this like winter, like Jon Snow stormtrooper.
Yeah.
A Jon Snow trooper. There we go. It's the fuzzy collar, man. Winter is coming. don't know. I was hooked from the get go. I really enjoyed like this whole like the opening like 10 minutes or
Yeah,
so of the episode, and then
hell
that
of a way to
like we can
start an
see.
episode for sure.
Yeah, like he like the fact that he's sitting there is like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh, and then he fires like a bomb at the dude, and like that's just comic gold, if you ask me. The pimp trooper from Solo, like, bitch, where's my money? Anyway, nah, but and yeah, it was going to be Vader's new that probably makes the most sense. Is that it seems like it was set up for him. How did you feel, how did you like this kind of stuff? Like, is this peak Star Wars for you, or are you just like, eh?
Listen, the reason I appreciate Andor's flavor from the beginning is it was Star Wars and without a single lightsaber, without a Jedi reference, not a single bit. You get to just see the fucking bureaucracy, office working, fucking paper pushing bullshit side, and then the building of the rebellion from the ground up. Like, you're getting a whole different view of Star Wars through Andor.
Exactly.
So instantly I wasn't expecting, peak Star Wars is I don't know how to explain it, man. I wasn't expecting that. What I'm expecting is a good story surrounded by Star Wars stuff. And yeah, I mean, first 10, 15 minutes in, I was just like kind of like anxiety ridden, like Jesus Christ, like I was giggling. I was like, hell yeah. And then him just hitting the fucking rocks. And you know what I'm saying? Like the whole chase was really intense, man. Very Star Wars, very fucking Star Wars.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. I love that. And it just, it felt very much like very Star Wars, very Rogue One. It felt, and also very Andor, because I think Andor, among all the other Star Wars shows and Star Wars properties, has its own like very unique feel to it.
Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and speaking of like how good or how like its own unique feel, let's talk about how they filmed this whole scene, like the POV shot of like I loved this whole sequence of like the guy walking around and it like stopping on like the mirror to show us the creepy doctor that tortured Bix in the last season. Like that was probably one of the coolest shots, because I'm watching that, I'm like, oh fuck, how they do that? Like that's impressive. Like how they come up with this right here, and the camera is like not that. I'm guessing that it's like CGI or some such, that they just like CGI like a green screen here or some such. But the fact that they did this, I'm like, that's a really cool camera shot. And then from there, we leave his POV.
Yep.
I'm like, that is peak cinema right there, my friends.
Yeah. For a show too. That's the thing, is they're putting the effort into something they know not all Star Wars fans are going to watch. They're still putting the artistic touch to it.
The goofs on Yavin dragged on for way longer. I mean, we will get to that too. But I mean, yeah, there are like, I think there's like three main events that for this arc. There's Bix's whole thing, like the her and the Imperial officer and what's going on there. There's the Mon Mothma. There's her daughter's wedding, and then there's Andor being captured by the group of like rebels or terror, whatever the hell they are. I don't know. I mean, no, you're right. They're a bunch of goofs, and they play rock paper scissors lizard Spock. And I'm not crazy about that. but again, we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm
right
curious,
now,
how did you feel about
politics in order?
Yeah, there's so much like for like, so not a lot happens, I wouldn't say, but a lot does happen. Like, it's weird. Like,
a lot happens without being said. It's kind of
exactly.
A lot is insinuated.
And without going very many places. Like, again, we focus on these three main events and then occasionally go over to Cyril and Deidre. But it's like, dude, I don't even care about them. But
yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you feel about the wedding sequences, like the intrigue and like the fact that Luthen is there, the fact that we got like her cousin also, who was like the leader of like the bank, of the the bank heist that they had in the first season. Like, we got a lot of characters, a lot of main characters kind of like intersecting with each other and doing some like sneaky again, espionage stuff. I'm curious, how did you feel about these scenes?
I felt we needed a catch up for real. Star Wars has always been political. It's just they're I think given with the times, it makes sense to focus more on that because a lot of people need to be aware how these things work. And I think the wedding being a distraction to the to the characters is adding extra stress. You get what I mean? Like, she doesn't want that shit to be happening. She doesn't want her daughter to be going through that shit, and she's already got enough to fucking worry
she's literally 15. I can't imagine why she wouldn't want her daughter to get married.
No shit. So, for her, it's adding all this stress, and everybody else around her is laughing and dancing and having a good time.
And I mean, we also learn we also find out that her buddy, the one who set up like her money laundering thing to help the rebellion, he's actually apparently he divorced his wife. Like, he's losing all of his money because his business adventures are being fucked over by the rebellion. So we get the thing of like him basically telling her, like, not in the first episode, that happens in the second one, but still we get him telling her, like, hey, so you screwed me and now you owe me money. And he's kind of blackmailing her.
Basically.
Like, which sucks for that character because like he was a likable character in the first season. Now they're making him like out to be like a villain who's going to get almost assuredly going to get murdered by like the next couple episodes. Let me see here.
He's going to get disappeared.
But we'll go over to we'll talk about the goofballs with Andor in a second. But I also want to touch on this scene.
Yeah,
we get Director Krennic in there.
Yeah, I was excited.
And he's talking about how like they require a very specific thing from this like planet for like the lenses for focusing lenses for the Death Star.
Yep.
I'm like, they never mentioned the Death Star, but we all know. Let me see here. I kind of like this like weird fucking 50s like, hi there, we're the Gormans and we make this special kind of silk made of spider and they have this like 50s style like how to or like the what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it's like an instructional video that talks about, well, where does that come from the spider mines of Gorman and these awesome little creatures. Like, I kind of enjoyed this. I kind of
got a weird Fallout vibe with it. It was kind of cool.
Kinda, yeah. It was like almost like 50s nostalgia vibe.
Yeah.
Like I got like a duck and cover, like we duck and cover.
How the male reproduction system works.
Exactly. I got that, and I really I enjoyed all these scenes. I enjoyed how they're showing us like they're doing like a smear campaign, or not like a smear campaign, like they're doing like a what's it called?
Propaganda.
They're doing like a propaganda. They're working with the Bureau of Enlightenment, they call it, to make propaganda to like be like, oh yeah, no, we can get them to leave the planet, and it'll make it seem like it's their idea. Like, you won't even have to lift a finger. We don't have to fucking like. Basically, this whole thing is to figure out how to get the people of Gorman off that planet so they can use the resources to make the Death Star.
Resources. Yep.
Yeah, and
dude, I mean,
doing
Empire
shit. And at one point during the episode, they actually have them sitting there talking. It's like, could we do like a plague or maybe like a natural disaster? Do we think we could do some kind of like? Do you think we could COVID them out?
As he's eating like sweets, he's going, do you think we could do a plague?
Yeah, like drinking coffee.
Natural disaster. Jesus Christ, man. Then they'll leave on their own.
I'm interested in this because this is poignant. Universal says Star Wars was always political, but not in this regard because George's politics were based on many years ago, like based on like Nazi Germany or like communism, things like that. It's too real life in Andor season 2. Politics were not as real. Yeah, so basically, like that's what I mean. It's like when they talk about using a plague to control the population, it's like, fuck, that sounds vaguely like COVID. When they talk about using like propaganda to do shit, I'm like, yeah, no. When they have the Imperial officer sexually abuse the fucking Bix, whom he is like threatening with deportation, it's like, yeah, no. I admit that it feels very on the nose. Like we have, again, that's part of the plot here is that like. Brazo, Bix, and this other kid who was on Ferrix, like they're having to worry about the Empire doing like visa checks, which again I can see absolutely why people are like, okay, it's vaguely real life. I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, that is something. Okay, I have a very nuanced opinion on this. On the one hand, I like getting. I don't like politics being in my entertainment because it's like we talked about this during Daredevil. Is that it gets a little too real because it's like we watch this stuff to get away from it, but at the same time, you can't really get away from it right now. It's everywhere, man. like on the one, I agree. Star Wars probably shouldn't have this kind of like realism in it or this kind of like real life world stuff. But it's like, dude, it's there, man. And
I didn't mind.
At this point, trying to get away from it.
They're trying to show you how oppressive the Empire is, man. And listen, George's politics. Come on, let's all be honest. And George has the politics mental capacity of like a 13-year-old kid, dude. Like, what would the bad guy say? 666. Oh no, that's too much. 66.
Order 66.
His politics were like, yes, they were based on Nazi Germany and stuff that was going on in Vietnam, he says. But they were written like Cold War era fantasy book, like the king and the queen are bad guys. And
it's a child's understanding of politics.
Right.
It's politics dumbed down for children.
And as people took this under their wing and started writing on their own, they could be, speaking from their personal standpoint, using their art to deliver a message. People do that, right? People do that. Musicians do it. Everybody does it. They could be doing that or delving in deeper and showing you the realistic side of how bad the galaxy got across every system to where everybody teamed up and fought the Empire to win because they couldn't take it anymore. And I think that is what they're really trying to do right now is lay down how bad it's getting and how involved in everybody's lives the Empire is getting and how shitty they are. And they made that clear in the original trilogies. The Empire were shitty as fuck. They made that clear. So I think we're just getting a more detailed view on that.
And here's where I'm at with this is that I think it would make more sense if Bix, Brazo, and again the kid were like alien species because we know that the Empire is racist towards aliens. Like that is a well documented fact in the Star Wars lore. Seeing it just towards like, oh, you're immigrants on this planet. So okay, I can see why that's like, okay, guys, like what make it less realistic. But at the same time, maybe it's not that that they're making it more real. Maybe it's that we're becoming more like the Empire. Like maybe it's that our government is becoming more like the Star. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe it's not that that's like us. It's that we're becoming like it.
That's a good perspective. That's a different.
Like more and more as you start to be like, fuck, dude, it's like we're the Empire. It's like no, we kind of becoming that. It's slowly but surely, but anywho,
join the winning team.
Dun, 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 dun. I do love how in Solo they have join the Empire and they're playing the fucking Imperial theme, but like an upbeat, like happy version.
It just had a different tone, like a more positive.
Yeah, join the Empire today. Dun, 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 dun.
Patrick.
Peppers, please, comrades.
Papers, please.
Oh yeah, well no, yeah. I don't have a German accent, but yeah, that one, that other one. So let's go ahead and talk about these goofballs. The weird
Disney. This was very Disney. I felt.
Yeah, like the Lord of the Flies, fucking like they're all arguing with each other. They don't have like a set command structure, and at one point they actually end up like breaking. Like in the second episode, they end up breaking down and they end up killing each other. Or actually, that's the second one. It's at the end of the first episode. They all end up breaking down and just like capping each other, and then you have like two factions. So it kind of shows like how disorganized early on the rebellion really is, and how like piss poor their command structure was because there was none.
That's what I was getting at when I said sort of the rebellion coming together because these guys. It did kind of have a flavor, and I didn't even think about it till he said that. It did kind of have a Starship Troopers vibe there. There was a lot of humor involved in these scenes.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna say talking about this scene, the Imperial scenes, because that feels very Starship Troopers. That is some fascist shit right there, where we're like, how are we gonna control the narrative,
dude? I mean, yeah. Until like when the Empire gets to the point where they don't have to anymore, which is what we have through A New Hope is where they're just bold. They don't fucking care. There's no propaganda anymore. It's
exactly
Vader will
20
come
years in.
choke you to
They're at
death.
that point where they're like, where the I think the Emperor or the Tarkin says is like, oh, the old Republic is now, or the last remnants of the old Republic are now like dissolved. Like the Senate is now nothing, and
No more
so it's like,
voting.
yeah, no, exactly. It's like, so at that point they don't need propaganda. We just whatever we say goes. Are we becoming that way, or is that where we are allowing it to happen? Both.
Touche, salesman.
Yes. The answer is yes to that. All right. So let me see
I almost
here.
had coffee come out of my nose.
Let's see. We're kind of jumping around a little bit, but I'll go into episode 2 as well. Because yeah, like there's just so much. Like again, like really all we have to talk about is these 3 arcs. Is that? But yeah, again, let's go to these goofballs and how they end up like they waste entirely. I think it was Patrick who said it, or it might have been the Universal, but they waste entirely too much time with these guys and like what they're doing. I'm like, it to me, it kind of feels like they're just kind of biding time so we can do the others, so we can do the more interesting stuff, which I feel like should not be the Mon Mothma scenes, but they are. Like, those are the more interesting scenes.
We had a lot of Mon Mothma. We had
yeah, Universal says everything between Cassian landing on the planet for the first time and leaving was unwatchable. Like he says, yeah, like all of these scenes are unwatchable, and I kind of agree because yeah, how they end up like resolving their bullshit situation is they play rock paper scissors.
Yeah, or something of the equivalent. I don't even know, but yeah.
What is some Star Wars like rock paper lightsaber? I don't know.
Rock paper jazz hands.
Yeah, they start doing like a chaka or like a
rock paper thriller dance.
Yeah, no. At one point they do like a haka dance thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So and there's like it's a
rock paper, you're fired. Rock paper thriller dance.
So yeah, like that was goofy. That was some weird like dumb shit.
Yeah, and I agree.
I was happy.
I would have edited this shit out and made these scenes a bit shorter.
I would have just gotten straight to them like arguing, like when they were arguing with their guns drawn at each other, just have these fucking things show up and start eating them right away. Because then it's like done. He can escape. We don't have to fucking sit here and like if you were gonna introduce another character or like make one of these dudes, one of the like this guy or the fucking like the top knot dude over here, if you're gonna make them like important in some way or like maybe come with Andor, then okay. But I'm like, I really just everything else about it was just kind of like a pointless thing of just like again to fill time in between the big stuff and then the Mon Mothma scenes.
Yeah.
Which also, how did you feel about this dude? Like when you first saw the season episode 2, he first starts coming around, like, oh hello, are you a farmer? Are you an engineer? Like he starts just talking to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I smelled creepazoid on him as he was coming up, man. Like I just kind of smelled he was a creep.
You remember those scenes in Inglourious Bastards with what's his name is Frederick Zoller and the other girl, the French girl. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all those got the same vibe from this dude as I got during those scenes of like she obviously is not into it and he's just like, no, I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah, she was much more polite about it though.
Yeah, no, she was a lot more. I mean, I feel like you'd want to be because. Yeah, you like scary as the Nazis are. The Empire is a lot scarier. They got some more terrifying stuff.
They're space Nazis. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, the first season they tortured her with like the whales of like an extinct alien race or some shit.
She's probably still traumatized from that shit.
Oh, guaranteed. I'm like the fact that she had like we see that in the first episode. She has having a dream of the dude who tortured her. I'm like, dude, she's definitely fucked up still. So yeah, like I bet you she is on her best behavior around Imperials simply because like she doesn't want that to happen ever again. But yeah, like it is kind of a creep. Like I hate this part where she's like, oh yeah, my husband wouldn't like me to go on a date with. Oh, is he off the planet? Well, he's not coming back for a while. We have it locked out. So I guess too bad. I'm like, you fucking weirdo.
I know.
Yeah, no, it is creepy, and if you didn't know where that scene was going, like, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to that in a little bit. We'll talk about that over the next half hour. But let's stick on the episode 2, because yeah, like basically this episode is where we Andor escapes from them, and we also get Brazo and Bix, like they started finding out about that they're going to be doing the census thing, like
Yep.
they're going to be checking visas. And let me see, what else do we have? Oh, that's right, I forgot. We also have Cyril.
Yep.
That's right. I forgot this asshole shows up, and we get the I guess the reveal that the last year they've been apparently living together. They're dating. Good for them.
Good for them.
I'm like, I wonder how, like,
God, he's such a
how does
psychopath, dude.
straight up, dude. Like his level of self-importance here. The fact that he's just like, when I was where you are, I uncovered a cabal of evil, and I'm like, dude, you are so self-important. It makes me fucking sad. I'm curious. How do you think it feels to be like? So they, you obviously had to audition for the role. He had to try out for it, and they liked him. But how do you think he feels to be like, dude, you were the most hated character on this show? Do that again.
Good. I think from my standpoint, like I really enjoy doing villains, so I think it's good. If you can't stand the character and you're like, God, I want to punch his face, he's doing a damn good job at it. So there you go. That's my 2 cents.
This is what I'm gonna say about Cyril. He's like Joffrey from Game of Thrones mixed in with that one asshole from Grandma's Boy. You know that.
How did you see me?
He's that exactly. You know who I'm talking about. Oh my god, he's those two dudes rolled into one. That is how I see Cyril. And
I don't know, man. Sprinkle in some David from Prometheus.
Yeah, kind of.
He gives me David vibes. Like, he's in his room secretly, like slicing his finger and peeling it like a banana because he can't relax.
Mm-hmm. Did they have been? No, actually, as a matter of fact, Patrick. Yeah, no, they have B2E whatever the hell. Yeah, they have him with them. He is on that. He's on the planet with Bix and Brazo. He's chilling out with them on their little farm planet, which could. But but again, I wanted to talk about this guy. It is so depressing that I'm sure he's gonna have some kind of role here later on, and so will Dedra, because she's on the she gets recruited by Krennic to be on his council or whatever for the Death Star.
The Genocide Council. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, for their Genocide Council. Yeah, basically for their War Crime Council. And so I'm sure they'll both have a bigger role to play. But I just don't care, dude. Skip. I'm glad that they kind of kept their scenes to a minimum. Literally, all we see of them is that they're together. They're planning we're planning a big thing tomorrow, which is very clearly it's dinner with his mother. Which, no. So
serial killer, I'm telling you.
I wonder what is it like to be told that, all right, guys, we're gonna ship you and you're gonna be the crazy people. You're gonna be the two crazy people that nobody likes on the show, but you're still gonna stick around. Please don't have kids. I mean, it's do not reproduce. Neither of you guys reproduce.
Is she capable of looking happy?
There's a scene where she's trying on clothes and she's looks. She does a Sheldon smile.
She does the Terminator smile.
Yeah.
You're not doing that right. It's
hasta la vista, baby.
She's a droid. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Give me the giggles.
So we get more of Mon Mothma of the Mon Mothma wedding. I think that's where we get to reveal that that Tay, he's like, oh, the rebellion fucked me over, and that's the first of he's kind of starts telling her basically it's your fault, and I tried to help you and I got screwed for it. We also see Luthen be at the first this is the first of him being ooh, this is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to kill this guy.
Yeah, because I mean, did you see the way he was looking at her husband?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen that look before.
Him being oh, sneaky, that look of him smiling, and then it just kind of slowly changes to a
during his husband's speech, they cut to him and he's giving him the death stare. If he had laser eyes, he'd have been fucking burning a hole in him, and we even noticed it, dude. He saw him and was like, uh-oh. Look, his wife left him. He's losing a bunch of money really fast. He's worried that it's going to get traced back to him through the Empire, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And
he knows that Mon is like part of it, and Mon knows that
Mon Mothma did kind of promise him that stuff wouldn't happen, and it did happen. So I get why he's mad, but he's kind of like going through shit. It's a lot heavier for him because of all this other stuff that's happening. So he's probably like beyond pissed. He's probably wants to do something, and it's just going to create this inner drama that I don't feel like we really need. You know, like how deep does Mon Mothma's story really have to go? Like,
well, I mean, she's the leader of the rebellion. She becomes the new chancellor of the New Republic. I'm like, I think that her story is very important. But I'm glad what they do is they focus on her. It's her daughter's wedding, but I'm glad they focus entirely on her because I could not give 2/3 of a shit about her daughter.
Yeah,
her daughter is such a bitch. I don't care.
Again, like, I don't know, weddings stuff, it always feels Disney to me, you know? So again, I felt like we could cut some of this stuff down too. Not like eliminate it, just, you know, cut some of the, because now we're going to get involved in this guy's little sub arc.
See, I'm curious. Well, based on how episode 3 ends, I'm thinking he's not going to be surviving to episode 4. Like, we're going to get a reveal that he's like was killed off screen.
See, I'm speaking out of turn, sir. I'm speaking out of turn.
So, yeah, let's see here.
I gotta let people know. I didn't watch episode 3, so this is going to be a reveal as Gilbs goes over it. So
it's gonna be a spoiler for him too. But I do want to talk about this real quick. I like, so you remember in episode or in season 1 we had several like, you know, Easter egg items that were in Luthen's shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you saw like Starkiller's armor. You saw you know, like a holocron.
Yeah,
I wanted
that's a Nabooian crown, isn't it? A Nubian? Isn't that what it's called?
That's a Nubian. Yeah, I think that is Padme's Nubian crown.
Yeah.
If you watch episode 2, that's the hat that she's wearing when her and Anakin go undercover and like go hiding. And then also that's Plo Koon's mask right there. Like,
oh shit!
I've noticed that right away. I was like, wait, is that Padme's helmet? And oh shit, that's Plo Koon's that's Plo Koon's mask. And I'm like, yeah, I love that like these little like, which brings more questions than I had in the last season back to this season. I'm like, how the fuck did you get these items? Who is selling you these items?
Jawas.
Like
fucking Jawa.
Disgusting creatures. Utini. But we have her. I forget what this character's name is, but yeah, she comes back to Luthen's shop, starts doing you know, like her, you know, secret code
her
stuff,
spy shit.
Yeah, all of her spy shit. But
I like her.
No luck.
Cool.
So yeah, this is what you were talking about. You're right. During Luthen's speech, like, fucking, yeah, he is watching.
Watch, they'll cut to him and he sees him staring him down, dude. Like,
yeah, he's watching him like a damn hawk.
He's looking at him with somebody who's like hatred in his eyeballs.
He's like, I know what I have to do. Is Mom gonna slap her daughter's face? That's what I would do, but she's probably not because she's a rich person. I feel like rich people just like allow you to, like, if they allow other rich people to just get away with entitled, spoiled behavior because that's just how it is. Like, her daughter is absolutely just, I mean, it gets her wedding day, but whatever. But I'm like, and Bridezilla, whatever. But her daughter is, again, like a spoiled little brat. I do not like this character whatsoever. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I remember I watched the entirety of season 1 in anticipation of this season, and it's just like, I'm just like, I fucking hate you so much. I hope you get DB'd.
Yeah, she's a brat, man. She's a brat.
It's a horrible thing to say. You should never say that about someone. It's like, I hope you get domestic violence. It's a horrible thing to say. Why would you do that, dead guy?
I'm sorry. I lost control. It's what I do when I see a punchable face.
But yeah, we have that. Let me see. We've kind of jumped out. I've kind of jumped out of turn with all this entire episode, but it's like that's just how it kind of goes. These episodes are just go that way.
Yeah, they're not following a straight line anyway.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard for us to do the same. But let's go ahead and skip to episode 3 then.
Go.
So I'm curious, of the 2 episodes you did see, how are you in the, oh shit. Fucking I don't care about the Masters. Fuck the Masters.
Excuse me.
So
That's none of your damn
yeah.
business.
But so yeah, how are you all in with the season 2 of Andor though?
Yeah. Look, I'm up for it anyway. Like, even if we get nitpicky about it, that's what we're doing, right? That's what we're supposed to do, is talk about the events and get nitpicky with it. But putting nitpicks aside, it is fun and I am enjoying it. And I just agree with some of the guys where the politics is running a little too deep, but I also talk myself being like, well, it's kind of necessary. We're getting a different view. So I am enjoying it thoroughly. So yeah. Now I'm curious to know what the fuck happened after what I literally just watched. So
yeah, like basically what we have is so I'm gonna spoil it for you then. We get the reveal that this dude, like Brazo's boss, is like, apparently he turned in Brazo, Bix, and again the kid to the ISB or the ICE version, or the Star Wars version of ICE.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like that's what we get, is that they start coming for them. He freaks out and they start trying to put their ship together. Like it's like the thing that they're living in, that little trailer, is actually turns out to be a spaceship. So yeah, they start talking about how they're gonna have to do that. They they put I think they tell B that he's gonna be living with the people on the planet. Like they're gonna leave him behind and so that way when Andor comes back, they can tell him where to go, or he can tell him where, like, what's up and what happened. But yeah, like that's the reveal, is that this dude ratted them out, and also,
of course,
big spoilers here.
I did see that coming.
And then also during the big reveal, or during the big like chase scene, there's like Andor shows up on the planet just in time to save them. Like he does the whole thing with the TIE fighter, but unfortunately Brazo does get killed in the chase.
Oh no!
So like he does end up dying. Andor sees that, and like that's him, Bix, and the kid have to end up leaving the planet. And I do believe they pick up the droid. Not that it matters, but I do believe they stop off of the droid. But yeah, so that's basically the thing. Is it like yeah, Bix, like they get ratted out while Brazo is getting like shaken down by the Imperials in the ship. That's when he goes to their house, and that's when the ugliness happens, and we get a full on.
Did you just say the ugliness?
I mean, it's not great. I'm going to be honest. It made me feel very uncomfortable watching this scene. I'm like, and I think that was kind of the point, is that you're not supposed to feel like happy about it. But
no.
But
I'm sorry, your choice of words is just giving me the giggles, man. It's great. The ugliness.
I mean, you telling me this is a happy scene?
It's awful.
Yeah, nah, man. Happy joy. That's what should be playing in the background right here.
Disco music.
Okay, I don't know what the hell Patrick is talking about. He's going off on a tangent.
I mean, I noticed what he's saying. I noticed that they gave him this weird Asian style of formal dress.
What do you mean for the? Say that again.
For Mon Mothma and her hubby and their style, they gave them this very for Asian.
Yeah, it's like a lot of bonsai trees and a lot of they're wearing like kimonos and shit.
I mean, it's got a flavor to it for sure. And then European dances and European even style of speaking. It's weird, but they're trying to give you that odd space. This is not a culture from Earth. And how do you create a culture that's not from Earth? We're all from Earth. I don't know. There's the challenge. Make clothes that don't look like they're from Earth. How the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Make clothes that look like they're from Japan.
I'm from Earth.
I mean,
so, okay, pick Japan.
I don't know, man. The kid's wearing like what looks to me like a fucking like a kimono, like a Japanese, like he looks like he's trying to do a samurai thing, but also like slicking his hair and shit. We have what's his name? Not Luthen, Perrin, who's we also have this dude. Like, oh yeah, all of them are dressed vaguely like Japanese Jedi-esque,
formal. Like I would say, Japanese formal
Mhm.
wear.
Somewhat, yeah. And so now here's one thing I want to talk about here is that they mentioned this scene or this thing very very clearly. So they have they bring like a Chandrillin token or whatever, like a like a statue, and he says it's like, oh, this is from our ancient history when Chandrila was sacked by by the Rakatan invaders. So for those of you who are not aware, this is now the second reference we've had to Rakata to the Rakatan Empire, and the Rakatan Empire, that is a KOTOR, like an old republic
Mm-hmm.
thing, and that is like has what's it that has origins and or that has like ties to like the dawn of the Jedi and like the origins of the Jedi Order. So I think that's kind of cool that we may be getting like little references to Revan and like the Star Forge. We may be getting some KOTOR references coming down the line somewhere very soon.
Yes.
Like the fact that they keep mentioning the Rakatan Empire. I'm like, I am really happy about that.
I mean, hell, we still tell stories. For us, it's World War II.
Mm-hmm.
People still talk about it like that. Imagine 1,000 years from now how the story would be told.
Yeah, I mean, World War II, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, Vietnam, things like that. Yeah, like I guarantee you, yeah, like they're gonna get more historic. They're gonna get more like grandiose and grandiose as the and embellished as the years go on. Let me see here.
Although I could imagine being invaded when you were probably unaware that there was even other life out there, and then you get invaded by a advanced species. That's probably one of those events that you'd talk about for 1,000 years. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got invaded. It was fucking bad. It was really bad.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Universal brought this up, and I think there is a valid point that SA and graping is not new to Star Wars. Like that is very because we saw that in Return of the Jedi when Jabba like he grabs Leia.
Rapey.
She said, she says that we have powerful friends. You're gonna regret this. He's like, oh, I'm sure, and then proceeds to start licking her. And it's like, what a fuck. And 3PO even says, oh, I can't bear to watch. And it's like, bro, So I'm not saying it's not a thing. What I'm saying is that in previous iterations, it has been much less like heavily implied versus
it's been insinuated.
Yeah, versus this one, we full on get him like throwing her down and trying to, and like, and I don't know. That's the only thing there is that it's like it gets really bad, and he even says like think about what think about the consequences of this, or like he tries to tell her, like, hey, just make it easy on yourself, basically, like just do it. And I'm just like, bro, he's
a
shit.
Grade A piece of shit, man. Grade A piece of shit. And we're probably gonna get this video in trouble for saying the R word several times. I didn't even think about that. We should be saying grade. Oh, you don't care?
That's why I did it. It's fine. It happened. I'm just doing it because it's like I know that's the internet thing to do. It's like trigger warning. But we all know what the word is, and we all know what he's doing. We all know exactly he's raping her. He's trying to rape her. Yeah. And she even says it in the fucking. She even says it like after the fucking guy comes up, like she screams out, "He tried to like hard R. He tried to rape me." Like, so yeah, I'm like.
And now look at him.
Yeah, now he's dead.
That was the last thing he ever did.
Yeah, he is not one with the Force right now. I'll tell you that, right?
He's one with the fucking ground right now. That's about it, man.
Doesn't he say that you'll learn to love him? So I think he says something along those, not exactly that, but he says something along those lines of like, it'll it'll be easier on you if you just go along with it or some such. It's
You'll
like,
learn to love me.
Wow. It's bad. And it leads just the second that happens, shit just hits the fan. Like they all start shooting. They fucking shit goes to hell, and that's when Andor he has to they all have this big old fucking chase scene again, and where Andor is shooting the fucking. Oh, I did love this scene where he shoots the grain silo and fucking just drowns the fucking stormtroopers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it gets pretty wild. There's a lot here that goes on. Let me see here. We kind of have this weird little subplot with the kid being like, "I'm in love with you, but I have to leave." It's like, again, skip,
run.
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 We also get this. All right, so here, let's spend a minute talking about this scene. We get Dedra, Cyril, and Cyril's mother having a really really awkward dinner, or really awkward like fondue something or other going on. Because like when it starts off here in a second, like it shows her like let me see, I think like there's a part where she's like talking about him, like undermining him, and like full on. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. So she's doing like a fondue thing. And she's dripping it like all over, like getting the table super dirty, like being really disrespectful, like talking down to her, like, the normal, like Norma Bates kind of shit of like him being like, mother, I don't like it when you talk to me like that.
I can already feel it.
Yeah, no, that just the whole vibe. And yeah, it cringe. It makes me fucking cringe. Like
I can feel it just without audio. I can feel it.
Yeah, and like, so there's a part like where she makes reference to season 1, or like to like, oh well, all that ugliness with my son, like it's a good thing his uncle was able to help him out, and like there's a part where he's like, I have to, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go. Like he goes and lays down. He fucking goes and lays in his bed and just like he's sitting there like curled up, like and so basically that's. During this scene, that's where Dedra, she tells the moms like, hey, so basically you're gonna cut that shit out. Like, if you want to be in his life, you're gonna be nice to him. You're gonna stop talking shit to him. Like, and if you don't, I'm gonna make you. Like, she threatens her that and says like, you basically be nice to your son, or I'm gonna knock the shit out of you. And then there's a part where she says like, and you need to stop talking about his uncle because I've read his ISB criminal record, and you don't want that getting out. And I'm like, okay, so are we gonna get a Cyril was molested fucking thing? Are we like, yeah, like there's a full on part where she's just like, stop talking about his uncle because I know his criminal record, and I guarantee you don't want that getting out. Like word for word, I'm like, we're gonna get a reveal that Cyril was molested. Like that's my prediction for this show is we're gonna get a reveal that Cyril was absolutely molested and his mom did nothing about it. Like, you seem speechless.
I got nothing. Because
I don't.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no, sorry, I gotta turn my fan on. It's a little hot in here. But yeah, no, it's that's my thought. I feel like we're gonna get the reveal that Cyril was he was bad touched. Let me see
Patrick doesn't agree.
His uncle's just a scoundrel, not a molester. I don't know, man. The way again when the second she mentioned his uncle and how and like saying
watch him end up being Uncle Daddy. He's probably Uncle Daddy.
Well, no. So she mentions that too. That his dad, like, his dad thought he was an adventurer, and he left us one day to go out and seek his fortune. I'm like, dude, he went out to get cigarettes and never came back. It's like
went out and went to prison. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Universal says, I love that she put his mother in her place. That was well done, written that way to toughen Cyril's character. I can see Cyril's character being much more important in later episodes. I don't know, maybe, but when I see shit like this, I'm like she's going to be important in later episodes. I think Cyril is just kind of there. Because look at the second she mentioned, the second she mentioned his uncle, he goes into his bedroom and just lays there, just like.
That image just gave me the laughs. Let's just enjoy that for a second of like that. It's both funny and sad. I'm like, I feel kind of bad for him, but at the same time, he's 9 years old all over again,
dude. And then the next literally the next part is he hears them laughing and he comes back in there to his mom being a lot nicer to him, being like, oh well, she was just telling me how how good you were doing, how great your life is, and. Yeah, and so she's being now she's being nice that Dedra told her to shut the fuck up. Yeah, see, I'm not alone. Aaron had the same. It's like I'm getting vibes of like Uncle Bad Touch, which is I shouldn't be making light of this. It's a horrible thing to be making jokes about, but
be laughing at it. So we're both guilty, man. I'm going there with you.
Cyril finally got someone to listen to him. His arc is pretty much over. I'm like, I hope so. I'm like, I is it wrong to wish death on a character? Because I mean, neither of these characters, neither him nor Dedra, are in Rogue One, so I would be absolutely okay with both of them just getting capped.
I mean,
like
I'm sure they
I'd be
eventually
super
do.
cool with that.
You know, I'm sure that
Like,
I imagine one of them might have
like-
been on the Death Star.
Like, let's have them both be on Gorman, and like there be an uprising or something, and both of them get caught in the uprising, they both get killed. Like they can die together in each other's arms. Like it'll be a nice romantic ending for them.
Or they're on a planet the Empire decides to sacrifice, just blow up.
Sure.
Didn't even
Turns
bother
out-
to pull their own troops off of it. They're just like, just blow the planet up. We don't need
It turns out they were on Jeddah, like when it blew. So I'm like, I'm totally down for that.
it makes
speaking
sense.
of
Been good with Krennic.
Yeah, and I mean, we also get that scene. I think in episode 2. We also do get that scene of like her boss telling her is like, "Hey, so just you don't get a say in this. You have to go work for Krennic now. Just deal with it."
Basically telling her it's also a good thing. I mean, you're probably getting a lot more money.
I mean that too. But I think there's the fact that she doesn't care about she mentions how she wants to find Axis, which is Luthen. Like she wants to find. She's like, I need to find the rebellion, like their contact, and like so apparently, and TTI talks about how it's like you spent 2 years doing this, you're like, and you've come up with nothing. It's like, but apparently she's made him famous by keep on mentioning Axis and talking about. Apparently she's made a legend of a imperial of a rebel agent famous.
And that's the last thing you need when you're being a big old giant oppress factory. Is we're getting
like legends of heroes
fucking your ass up, and they can't find out who it is. And
exactly. See, what I kind of want is, are you familiar? You're familiar with Rebels, right? Have you seen that show?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what I kind of want is for Luthen to make a call. Like, I want him to use the codename Axis, and like, this is Axis to Fulcrum or something. Like, I want him to name Ahsoka, or like to name the Ghost Crew. Like, I want him to be in contact with other members of other Rebel cells that we've seen before. Apparently, I don't think Jimmy Smits. It's like another actor who they replaced him with. But yeah, like they have Bail Organa is going to make an appearance in the show.
Schmitz can't do it or didn't do it.
I don't know if it was a scheduling conflict or he just chose not to.
He might. He's pretty old now, so might be too difficult to get him to look like a younger version of himself.
So yeah, at that point they might just be like recasting might just be the thing. Like they did it. Apparently they did it with Balin Skull, the guy who's on the Ahsoka show, Ray Stevens' character.
They recast him.
They did.
I mean, that's good. They went on with the show, but that's shitty about Ray Stevenson, man.
Yeah, dude,
it's fucking shitty, dude. That one got me. Okay, I'm sorry to get distracted there, but I forgot about.
No. I get it, but it's like it's a gut punch because it's like he's a really good actor, and then it's just like and he's lost at like the worst time as well because it's like, damn, dude, you had so much more you could have done.
He was finally in a Star Wars playing a fucking I would call a more dark gray Jedi than a complete Sith, and I would have really enjoyed seeing him fill that character out. He's been underrated as far as I'm concerned. In a lot of his career, he's been underrated. Like, fuck, his Punisher was one of the best Punisher movies I ever watched, dude. I don't give a shit.
I still have yet to see it. I have to watch that Punisher movie.
It's cheesy as fuck, but it's the fucking Punisher. If you didn't read the comics, Jesus Lord, there wasn't like this intricate fucking plot through the Max series. It's just him fucking killing people, man. You know what I mean? Like, bad dialogue and all.
Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we have some thoughts here. Is that apparently, Universal thinks that Dedra's going to continue her investigation, like, well on Gorman, or well doing the whole like Death Star thing. And
I agree. She's tenacious like that.
Yeah, and I mean, he does say, and the guy also does tell her, like, hey, just all Krennic wants is results, so he doesn't care how you do what you do. So you can literally have like free reign to do things your way. So yeah, she's absolutely going to be still like, while she's doing her thing on the planet, she's going to still be like investigating and doing shit. I bet she'll probably send Cyril out. She'll really use him to fucking, do her investigating.
He's just as obsessed with Andor as she is with finding Axis. And another is, I wouldn't even be in the least bit surprised if she brings him on to help her with Gorman.
Exactly.
And that's what leads to it being such a fucking catastrophe. is she was too focused on finding Axis, and shit kind of gets out of control and out of hand, and things don't
she
go the
leaves
way
him
they
in
plan.
charge. Yeah, she leaves him in charge. He totally fumbles it, and she is too busy with Axis
Yep.
to notice. Oh yes,
I wouldn't doubt that
please.
that's how that plays out. There's my prediction.
I'd be down for that. Like I'm curious. Do you think that we get since he brought or Universal brought this up? Do you think that we get her and Luthen like Luthen as an assistant? Do you think we get them revealed that they are rebels? Like we do finally have like they come out of the shadows and are like, yep, we're rebels. We're part of the cell and like shit like that.
I don't know.
Or do we see? Or does Luthen die before? Like, does Luthen die before we get to that point? Because there's a good chance that he doesn't make it to the end of the show because he's not in Rogue One.
No,
at least not as far as we know.
Well, as far as we know, man, the dude's pretty smart. And plus, I mean, wasn't the character created for the show? So
I think he was specifically for this show. I don't know if
it'd be difficult to squeeze him into that plot per se, but I mean, if things go wrong in his direction, he's the kind of guy that'll bail, and he's got enough money and enough backup plans and enough disguises that dude would disappear. So I don't think he'd get himself mutilated. But
I still want Stellan Skarsgård to be wasted because he's a great actor. They could have him in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
like, the character of Luthen could be so
thrilled
cool.
When he was on the scene. Like once he came onto the show, I was like, oh shit, this just got better. And Andy Serkis already did that for me. Like once I saw Andy Serkis in the prison, I was like, oh yes.
Oh, dude,
I already knew. I was like, this is gonna be good.
Andy Serkis. I didn't even think about Andy Serkis. Is he gonna make an appearance in this show?
I'm hoping, but I mean, I think it's a stretch. But I'm hoping. He strikes me as a family man that he had something to go back to.
I really hope, like, if nothing else, just like if you can have a cameo role or something, or in like a later show.
And she gives me Leia vibes, and she could have played young Leia in any time they ever wanted to do it, and probably nailed that fucking role. But I don't know. I don't think she's smart, dumb enough to reveal who she is and what she's doing right now. Now, I can't remember her name, but Mon Mothma's sister.
Oh, like her, yeah, the other chick.
Emotional. And
let's see if I can find her.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's also like the reason she's emotional. I get her thing is that because she's like her, I think it's like she's going like not this one. Whoops. Yeah, but she's going like full-heartedly into the rebellion and like becoming like a full-on rebel. But then and so is like her girlfriend, which is like we see that later. So spoilers. The chick's girlfriend, Cinta, who we saw in the last season, she's like replaced as here. Let me put it here. I'll bring it up. So yeah, you can see like that's one of the chicks from the bank robbery in the first season. Like she gets replaced as this dude's driver, which is why I'm like, oh, that dude's gonna die. She's gonna kill him.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
Like this is like this chick you see, and like the reason that she's like the other girl's in distress is because that's her girl. Like she mentions in one of the episodes that she hasn't heard from her in months, and that she doesn't know what she's up to or where she is or what's going on, and you like reveal that she was there the whole time and
Clearly
didn't talk to her.
Assassin.
Like, yeah, exactly. She's like doing Luthen's bidding and she's like doing some shit, like some sneaky stuff that she's not telling her about. So at that point, it's like, okay, I kind of see you're in distress. Like your life is being turned upside down for you too.
His wife will be blamed for it too. Watch.
Then maybe
takes care of that problem. Takes care of that problem.
His ex-wife.
Now who gets the money? Bet you it's Mon Mothma. Bet you. So,
Luthen knows what he's doing. All of his assets to her. Oh, damn, dude, that'd be.
He's got to do some shitty shit to do some more shitty shit to, undo some shitty shit other people are doing. I don't know, man. It's kind of.
See, what's cool about that is that during the ceremony here, like during the wedding ceremony, he does tell Mon Mothma, like Luthen comes to her and tells her like, hey, so, we can't we basically can't be like, we can't be vulnerable like that. You know, if he fucks up, if he lets it slip, then we're gonna be screwed. So basically, we have to kill him. Like he without saying it, he says it that they have to kill him, and she protests.
She's
Like, I can't be okay with
no.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, he's my friend. I can't be okay with that. I'll talk to him. Like, I'll find a number that we can pay him. And she's like, the number will be forever. Like, he's going to continue trying to get money out of you as long as he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, he's just like, we have to do this. Like, it's an ugly truth, but you know, that's how it is. And when she's like, I can't be on board with that, he's like, fine, I'll do it, and you don't have to worry about it. And that's where it's like that. So for the rest of the episode, like, when every time we cut back to Mon Mothma, it's getting more like you can see that she's more and more in distress, and like where everyone is partying around her and having a great time, she's sitting there just like she starts cutting loose. Like at the very end, she just like kind of lets go and so like, fuck it, like might as well just party because you know, yeah, like shit's gonna hit the fan here in a little bit.
She's like partying like it's 1999.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's just like, what else are you gonna do? Because like she has to just kind of reel with the fact that
she had to accept the fact that he has to die. There's no real way around it because he's not going to stop. He's eventually going to say something. He's vulnerable. The Empire could get to him. He's already a suspect, so he's got to die before he can anything. And
exactly,
I think it's cool that she saw her after not seeing her for forever. That's neat. I can't wait to watch it. Like that totally didn't spoil it. I'm totally gonna watch it.
Cool.
I mean, it, so as it's put together. So that's pretty neat. Like, I spoke out of turn when we were going over episode 2 because I didn't know the events that were going to pan out that way. So like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like basically how this arc ends is, yeah, like again, Brazo is dead. Andor and his friends have to escape. Mon Mothma is realizing that like the cruel realities of like being a rebel, and then we also have, I guess, kind of like, again, Cyril and Dedra are doing their thing. Like we have a few of the side characters getting like updates, but yeah, like mostly our main characters are, like finishing up. They finish up this arc, and that's pretty much the end of that. I'm gonna go on a limb here and guess that again, when we get episodes 4, 5, and 6, they're gonna be 3 BBY. Like it's gonna be a year later after. It's gonna be like a time jump from there, and it's gonna be like, oh well, now this happened, that happened, and we're just gonna have to kind of see where like what where the chips fell, like in the wake of what happened in these 3 episodes.
When are they getting released? Is it going to be farther apart?
No, if I understand correctly, it is going to be every Tuesday. Like every Tuesday night, they're going to be releasing the 3 episodes.
Okay. Because man, I'm coming off Daredevil, and dude, that left me wanting so much more. So I went back and watched the fucking first 3 seasons again, and was like, God damn, this is so good. And then watched The Punisher. Was like, and then that's when I found out we were getting a special. I didn't know. So when I looked into it, I was like, are we getting another season? And I was like, he's coming up in a special, and that he is MCU's Punisher from this point, whatever they do as Punisher. I'm like, that is so good, man. Like, happy for that guy. He's come a long way since Shane, and if he hadn't have gotten Shane, he wouldn't be where he is. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of happy about all that. To be way off topic.
Okay, so we're just gonna go through the comments real quick, one by one. Universal, I'm gonna say real quick, that's a you problem, buddy. That's a you problem. They didn't. It's like, if you don't like lesbians, that's on you. But yeah, they had some lesbian references, because as it turns out, much like in our universe, the lesbians exist in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
Just like black people, just like women.
Wherever there's people,
there are lesbians.
Some of them are going to be lesbian.
It's going to happen. And we know what? We can all survive that. It's not an agenda because someone exists.
I'm good with it.
That said. Yeah, that said. We also have Brittany Taylor saying, I don't like Dave's comment about Thrawn. Thrawn is a person of order, not chaos. I don't trust him. You don't trust Dave Filoni? I don't know, man. The guy was like considered the savior of Star Wars and the apprentice of George Lucas for like a good while there, until like The Last Jedi. Or actually, I think it was after The Last Jedi. I think it was about right around the time that Mandalorian season 2 came out, when they started realizing that he wasn't rewriting the sequel trilogy. That's when people started not trusting him. But yeah, no, Dave Filoni was hailed as bringing for bringing Thrawn into Rebels, and it being a good interpretation of Thrawn. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy boy or buddy girl.
That's my understanding of Thrawn was through Rebels. And
we got talking turd saying, yeah, the dance scene. I'm assuming you were not about it. It didn't need to be 6 weeks long.
I'll prepare for that. Well, as soon as they start dancing, I'll just click.
Gilroy made some comments yesterday. Sometimes I wish he wouldn't say certain things. Well, the comments he made were about Darth Vader and about Palpatine. Like what I understand is that he's saying that neither of them show up in the show because they're like way too heavy hitters, and he didn't want to have to like have that like stress of writing that or having that kind of that pressure on him, or something along those lines. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Vader's too obsessed with finding,
or it's just like Jedi it's right like now, it's just. Yeah, but it's just also a character that's like, yeah, we know who the character is. Again, there's a lot of pressure on there. Like if you don't do it right, it's going to piss people off. It's just,
and these are like, okay, considering Vader and Emperor status, these tasks that we're watching fall out in, at least on the Empire side, in Andor, are small time tasks. They're not going to bother with this shit. They're going to give it to like this person, and then they're going to give it to this person, and then Krennic's gonna give it to, you get what I mean? Then Krennic gave it to these people, so they're not gonna bother with, them coming up with some way to steal resources from some fucking planet filled with spiders that's got a bunch of dumb farmers on it. Vader ain't gonna bother with that. He's like, you do that.
Yeah, no.
I'm killing fucking Jedi.
Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna spend the last 20 minutes of the episode, well, some minutes of this episode talking about this. Okay, so you talked about how Vader doesn't give a shit about what's going on Gorman and about the planets and what the Empire is doing. He just cares about killing Jedi.
No, not really. But that's his mission. That's
or rather, he's not gonna like concern himself with like the nitty gritty of what the Empire is doing
not right now. No,
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? No, there we go. My bad. I think it was my internet was pinging. But yeah, but yeah, he says about how Vader has like, the Empire that SA has no place in Star Wars. The Empire wouldn't stand for it. I know Vader wouldn't stand for it. Like Vader would not be okay with. I'm like, dude, Vader wouldn't give a shit. Vader doesn't care what the Empire's doing. Like that, neither does Palpatine. Neither does any. They don't fucking care. They are evil. They're space Nazis. They're building a fucking Death Star.
They've got their own Sith plot going on that is more important than anything, and what they needed was the power to do it. So now the Emperor and Vader are in the status where Emperor's literally like, find and destroy the rest of the Jedi. Yeah. And he's like, exactly. And that's what he does, Then he like fucking uses the Force and fucking finds them and hunts them down.
He's looking for Obi-Wan. Yeah, he's too busy looking for Obi-Wan and for a way to bring back Padme from the dead. He's not giving a shit about what's going on Gorman. And yeah, the Empire operates on a need-to-know basis. Probably he has no clue of what even that is. Like I would guarantee you're probably right. He doesn't care.
Do you remember when he talked to Krennic in Rogue One and how he was just like, I'm sorry, am I bothering you? You get what I mean? Like you're in charge of building the Empire's newest, biggest, badass weapon. I'm sorry. Am I bothering you right now? I will choke the fuck out of you. Give me your fucking report. I got shit to do. He wasn't like he was wasting time. You know what I mean? Like he just was like, I'm only speaking to you because you happen to be here. You get what I mean? So what?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're in my way right now.
And I don't know, man. Vader was already just irritated, didn't want to be there talking to him when he was. And like how quickly he choked him out, put him in his place and walked away from him. Like, I'm out. And he caught up with the ship in Rogue One very quickly because he was using the Force and knew this was connected. You know what I mean? Like he knew it was a rebellion. He knew Obi-Wan had something to do with it. You know what I mean? Like he was chasing his personal feelings still. Chasing when he hunted down Leia on that ship.
I mean, yeah, and it's not like he's not listening to
the her, whether he knew it or not, whether he was aware. There's still a connection to her through the Force. So that could have been
now
his obsession.
At that
That he
point, I'm
didn't
willing
even
to bet he
realize he
probably
had.
has.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I'm also willing to bet that Leia has been a thorn in the side of the Empire for a while. You know, like her parents are like activists and shit like that. So I'm sure that he's been like, "Oh, you again? God damn it!" But let me see here. Brittany says the Grisk are going to be forgotten. We could see them fight Thrawn, maybe, or like the Yuzhong. See that later on down the line. I don't think that's where they're going with it, but I'd be down for if they did.
At this level,
Also,
that's a game ender.
Also, Universal, I did not say.
Up, you're fucked.
Dude, after watching Ahsoka, straight up.
You're fucked.
And I didn't say Filoni introduced him. I said he reintroduced him into Rebels. Like he reintroduced him into the canon. But at any rate, let me see here.
Yeah, that's the first time we get to see him in action, and not just text.
Exactly, and I'm like, so yeah, but my point I was making there is that Filoni has chops with Star Wars. It's just he really likes to focus on Ahsoka and fucking like Harrison. Like he likes focusing on like 4 fucking characters, and they're mostly female characters. But you know what? Deal with it.
I like Ahsoka.
I like Ahsoka. I like fucking what's her name? Fennec Shand. There's Mandalorian lady. Redheaded. Katie Sackhoff. Bo-Katan.
Oh, God.
Bo-Katan.
Oh, God. I'm drawing a blank. You put me on the spot.
Yeah, Bo-Katan. Yeah, I got it. And then Harrison Dula. Like that. He likes his characters, the characters that he created, but you know what? I'm like, let him. I don't know. George Lucas liked the characters. He fucking thought that Jar Jar was going to be a big part of the prequel trilogy. Let him do it. Let him have his stupid fucking thing. Anyway,
I'm sure if I created a character, I would like them. Like
exactly. I'm like, that's like saying Stan Lee is. Oh, well, I don't like Stan Lee. He favors Spider-Man too much. It's like, you know what?
It's his baby.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, at a certain point, you create a successful character, you're gonna want to fucking like milk it for everything it's worth, and like get every story you can out of it. So I'm like, at least I would want to. But anyway, so that's pretty much the end of those 3 episodes. I did kind of spoil a few of the bits of episode 3 for you. I'm curious though, how are you feeling about this first arc? Are we down? It did kind of, there was parts that dragged about it, specifically the band of goofballs that captured Andor.
Yes, the Disney rebels.
Yeah, exactly. The Disney rebels, kind of like the Ewoks of this series.
I like that. I'll take it. I'll take that.
So, but how are we feeling? Are you thinking like out of 5, what are we going to put these? Out of 5, let's see, out of 5 experimental TIE fighters.
I think it'll be an unfair assessment without actually viewing the 3rd episode, but temporarily, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. That it's definitely worth watching. I have hopes, but some parts drug on too long. But I get it. It's space filler. You're trying to get.
I think the first episode is probably the strongest. They come in swinging with that like hangar scene and him like stealing the TIE fighter. They come in swinging hard. So I'm gonna definitely give it a 3. I'm gonna probably give it a 4 for that one episode alone. But it would have been higher. But yeah, the next 2 episodes do kind of drag a little bit, and they kind of like, I don't know. I would have preferred them to get off of like those just again like focusing on the wedding and the fucking like the whole Andor being captured. I would have liked them to move a little further past that. But
yeah,
whatever.
Me too.
We'll see how the next 3 episodes
that
go.
Stretched on. I felt like with the politics and Mon Mothma, it was necessary and we needed it, but it could have been just crammed in a little better. Just smooshed. Exactly. That's it. That's my only gripe on that part. And yeah, when I experience it, when I watch the 3rd episode, I'll take some time and hop in the Discord and re-up, or maybe even I'll go leave a comment. I'll edit my comment and leave my new rating, because I bet you watching it in a nice tight, little bow, I guess, a little gift wrap, is going to have a different feel once the story ties up at the end with the dancing. So
I would agree. I think I would agree, because watching all of season 1 of Andor, like in one go, or like in like the 3-4 episodes and another 3-4 episodes, like being able to watch it like that actually helped out a lot. I think because it scratches that itch where you want to see what happens next. You want to see where the story goes, where they're building shit up.
Mhm.
I think that it definitely did that. So maybe this will be to its credit when we have 6 episodes next week to binge through.
Dude, okay, I'm pretty excited because again, like I said, I was coming off Daredevil and desperate. Like I wanted more to watch, and I was like, oh, there ain't really anything, so I'm gonna watch some old stuff again. And then saw the trailer for this. It saw that you were gonna do the stream, and it hit me. I was like, oh, I forgot about that, and I got lucky, and at least the first 2 were available for me. So I watched those. I had no idea. I know. I saw that, Patrick. I saw your comment. I'm like,
K2SO.
It's one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe was K2, man. Like,
so someone made a comment earlier that they think it might be BMO or whatever the hell the little droid with the speech impediment might be what he uploads into K2SO. Like, and I don't know if that's how it's gonna work. I don't think that's how it works or that's what it is, but it'd be interesting if that's how they ended up putting that droid into there.
Well, he did say that his attitude was a side effect of the reprogramming, that when they reprogram the droids to be rebel droids, they give them free will to determine their own personality traits, and K2 picked being a smartass. And getting Alan Tudyk to do the fucking voice acting, and I guess he did the physical motion cap too for it. That was
he actually smacked.
Like,
apparently,
he's one of the best voice
actors
/ actors in the business, dude. Underrated in acting, doesn't get enough roles. But for voice acting, dude, one of the best in the industry.
I can't freaking wait. Like, Alan Tudyk is a tour de force. Like, and I'm glad that his career has like resurged in the last couple of years. I guess my guess is K2SO doesn't show up until episode 8. I say episode 8 because they have to explain the conversation of droid to K2SO or the conversion, and they can't just happen in one episode. If it is B, it might not be. Let's see. There has been a theory that states, that has been a theory since last season, since season 1 ended, that B getting upgraded to K2. Okay, so people have been thinking about that for a while. So it might not happen.
B seems awfully needy. K2 is just mad.
I want Marva.
Yeah, he's awfully needy. It's like a puppy. And K2 was like a smart ass mom.
That's true. Yeah, they're probably not the same people. What if B dies? What if B dies?
Listen. Okay, we were talking about that before when you said that, and then somebody had mentioned in the comments that it's necessary for these people to die and these things to happen to motivate Andor to, finally get the Empire. I think they're all gonna die. I think Bix is gonna die. I think the droid's gonna die. I think Andor is gonna lose fucking everything, and that's when he is finally free to do anything.
Yeah, that's when the last episode's gonna be on that one planet we first see him on in Rogue One, just about to meet the
you're
contact.
Gonna look over, and K2 is gonna be sitting next to him and say something K2y. That's
dude, I gotta watch not Andor. I gotta watch Rogue One again.
It's so depressing, man. That movie is so fucking depressing. Like,
I think they set up B to be happy for a happy ever after story, living with the kids on the farm. I don't think that's how it's going to happen. I think it's going to end horrible. But let me see.
We know generally how this story goes. And like in every Star Wars ever, when it starts off with a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, all these people have been dead for like millions of light years, man.
For centuries already. Yeah. But I think Talking Turd is right. Everyone's going to die except for Mon. Like, most of the characters are going to kick it except for Mon Mothma, obviously.
I agree.
But she's going to get close.
A few.
She's going to get very, like, it's going to come out that she is a rebel, and then, like, she's going to have to go into hiding and become, like, start leading the rebellion from like, in secret, or like from like a hidden location. Like, she's going to full on come out of hiding, and I think it's going to get dicey. Like, her kid, her husband, maybe not her kid, but her husband for sure. Also, you know what I completely forgot to mention? and it's kind of an important thing. In episode 2, when Andor leaves the planet, it's fucking revealed to be Yavin 4. Like, we just completely glossed right the fuck over that that the planet with the goofballs on it is Yavin goddamn 4.
You're right. We did. You're right. That's big.
I'm like, I completely fucking forgot. I'm like, oh shit,
that's a pretty big Easter egg to skip over there.
Yeah, it's just like, oh shit, that's right. That's where the rebels go. That's their planet. And so yeah, but
and you've got excited to see that factions of rebels trying to kill each other on that very planet as we speak.
Well, they're all dead.
Now they're all dead. Trying to survive animal maulings.
Yeah, because they stupidly dropped their guns.
For paper rock thriller dance.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought that was really important. We wanted to mention that before we wrapped up the episode. That yeah, we're going to end up seeing the origins of Yavin 4 becoming the base for the rebels. And I cannot personally wait for that.
I mean, it's like, essential in BBY, I mean, it's pretty.
Exactly, yeah. Battle of yeah. So I'm excited for that. I don't know about you. It's that these little things alone make it all the worth it. I think that's, but yeah, I think that's where we're ready to wrap it up. We already reviewed the episode. We kind of talked a little bit about what we think is going to happen next. So I guess all there is to say now is, real quick, before I wrap the show, do you want to talk about your channel and what's coming out from your stuff?
I mean, yeah. It's not going to want, but I will.
Do it, my friend.
Right now, what's coming up, and I'm so stupid excited about, is the Aliens versus Avengers comic dub. It's finally done. Personally how long I've been waiting to put that out. And have you watched any Alien special features?
Like some here and there, but not.
I'm sure you've heard about how the films have been cursed. All the way up to Alien 3, they ran into production issues and they always got pushed back, and there was always this on-running curse for the first 3 movies. And I felt like this is why this one's going to be so good, because it just kept running into problems that kept delaying the project. And so I got that premiering Monday. Gilbert's in it. He plays a pretty key character that we both kind of had this creative idea to do with the characters and had no idea that we were actually nailing it on the head. We nailed it on the head, by the way. Wait till you get issue 2 and 3. Nailed it. Like, I was like, holy shit, we're good. At least we understand the franchise. And my thing is with Marvel is bringing those two together with the Avengers. It wasn't my team up that I wanted, but I think fans are really going to look forward to this one. So, and you did really good. I think we're going to nail the
Gotham deserves.
What's up?
But not the one I said it's the team up that Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs.
Exactly. It's the MCU characters for the Avengers too. So, it's some of the return from the events that happened in the movie universe. So that's everybody's older. So I think it's a whole different spin. I put it together very dramatically, kind of dead guy style, of course.
And yeah, I'm very excited.
We got a few projects. We're starting some Turtles, probably I'd say in the next couple months. I'm looking for some people for that. And I think it's time. It's time we do some Turtles. And then we got all kinds of Aliens and Predator content. That's what people want. That's what we're going to do. So if you want to hop in, any channel that I do now, you're getting an association with at the beginning credits, where I always do like a Dead Guy Production Presents. Aliens versus Avengers. I've got in association with Fulcrum Entertainment at the beginning. So it's kind of cool because it's like it's bringing channels together on a project. Especially with the Russian and everybody else, everybody being like just so intermingly in the Discord now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna start working together.
Your Discord is busy. Like your Discord is
fucking, it's a bunch of voice actors and channel creators, and I didn't expect it to be, but yeah, it's kind of great, man. Like it's happening. The Terminus thing, it's happening. The idea, anyway, and hopefully we can all start working together and intermingling with channels. Like I link you guys, so in all my descriptions you guys show up as an affiliate channel, because we've worked together with voice acting. We should do that more though. So, we've got Aliens versus Avengers. I think it's a 4-issue series.
I am working currently on Last Ronin, The Lost Years. So
Yes.
if and when I find some roles in there for you, I will definitely let you know, buddy boy.
Whatever, dude. Whatever you need.
But yeah, everybody go check out Dead Guy's audio comics. Like, I think it's ADG Comic Dubs is now.
Yeah. I had to change the name. Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out because YouTube is being YouTube. That algorithm. But yeah, if you want some damn good audio comics, particularly Predator versus Wolverine, I think that one's the best one you've done.
Thanks, man. Did you see the Predator versus Black Panther yet?
I have not seen that one yet.
Okay,
I'm probably gonna watch
wait
that
till
later.
you watch that then, because oh my god, man. Oh my god.
And last question before we wrap up, are you going to be doing a Predator versus Spider-Man? Because
I saw that guy announced too. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. Yeah. We're doing it. I already read through issue 1 and was like,
fuck yeah.
Done. We're doing it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Duh. It's like I feel satisfied that I got locked down on that stuff as far as the comics are concerned. Everybody's got such a variety. You guys are Star Wars, so I'm not going to touch that. Maybe 1 or 2, but I'm never really going to touch Star Wars. That's your guys' stuff. The Russian got a lot of superhero, like a lot of teams and just Marvel, a lot of Marvel, right?
So yeah, you're so I'm going to stick with Alien, Predator,
Aliens, Predator, the crossovers that they're coming out with, older crossovers. We're going to finally do Batman versus Predator, which is a pretty badass comic. Bianca said capitalize on nostalgia. And
yeah, dude.
And I'm like, maybe I should, maybe I should listen to the subs and do some comics that maybe don't interest me, but that's what people want to see, and start doing some of those. But definitely stick with some Batmans every now and again. Throw some Wolverines. Those are my favorite characters, the voice. So
yeah,
those
and you can always have some variety, but yeah, like if you know your niche, that's good too.
And Aliens is so big. Guys. The cast is always so all over the place. You can bring UK people from any country, and it'll fit that character if you want them to.
Yeah. Yep.
So anybody's welcome to jump on board.
All right. Well, yeah, and as I said, so yeah, go to his channel, go check it out, and then yeah, go jump in his Discord. See if you guys have the chops to be a voice actor. But until you do that, or until next time. That is going to wrap it up for the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. New home of Archie and Casper Comic Reading. Nah, if we're going to do any Archie comics, it's going to be the Archie Sonic comics.
Apparently there's Archie versus Predator.
I've heard of that as well. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we will, but we will see you guys all later. We will be back next week. Possibly with Dead Guy, possibly with Harrison and Peaky again. Maybe all 3. Who the hell knows? But we will be back with more Andor for the second arc of the show, and probably a very disjointed episode the same way we did this week. Yeah, make sure if you guys want to see that, make sure you like, subscribe, you comment below. You get in the chat with us so we can talk about what you liked about the episode, what you didn't like. Whether or not you even saw it, or maybe you could just jump in here and say "fuck Disney Star Wars," because some people like to do that. But yeah, whatever you decide to do, make sure you're here when you do it. Watch the channel, watch the videos. But yeah, as always, I have been Gilbert.
I am a Dead Guy.
And this has been the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. We will see you all next time. And as always, remember, we are all Fulcrum. We will see you guys. Adios.